Welcome to another class with Math Academy. And today we want to be solving quadratic equations using the factorization method. Okay, I understand you must know how to use the factorization method to solve quadratic equations. But the challenging part in using the factorization method is finding the two numbers. I know in school your teacher must have taught you to look for two numbers such that when you multiply these two numbers, you have the for example, if you want to solve question one, when you multiply these two numbers you have negative 3, and when you add these two numbers you will have positive 7. Example 2, we want to solve when you multiply these two numbers you're going to get negative 10, and then when you add these two numbers you're going to get positive 11, and so on. Now the challenging part with students is not about factorizing, it's not about solving the question using the factorization method, but the challenging part, the most difficult part, is looking for these two numbers. This is what this video is all about. This video is just to teach you a trick to learn the basic trick to use in solving factorization method, and this trick is just going to teach you how you're going to get these two numbers. Just stick around with this video and watch till the end. And if you don't gain value, if you don't get this trick, if after watching this video and learning this trick, you can't find this trick anywhere on the internet, you can find it anywhere on YouTube video, only on Math Academy, because I discovered this trick myself while studying as a student in elementary school. And I found out that this trick has helped me over 15 years, and I've taught so many students this trick. And welcome to Math Academy. If you're watching this video for the first time, please like, share, and comment on this video. Subscribe to this channel. We drop videos every day that teaches mathematics ranging from different topics, calculus, trigonometry, geometry, algebra, etc. And in Math Academy, we don't only teach you maths, we explain and simplify math questions that makes it look very easy to understand. All right, let's go to the main business of the day. Okay, now let's solve the question. The first question, question one, says 6x squared plus 7x minus 3 is equal to 0. The first thing you need to do here is to make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1. So for me to make the coefficient of x squared 1, since the coefficient of x squared is not 1, what I have to do first, I have to use 6 to multiply 3. So if I do 6 multiplied by negative 3, rather, not just 3, and that's going to give me negative 18. So now I'm going to look for two numbers such that when I multiply these two numbers, their product is going to give me negative 18. And the sum of these same two numbers, when I add them, I'm going to get positive 7. Now this is the main business of the day, so just pay attention and look at how I'm going to give you a trick to learn how to get these two numbers in less than a minute. I don't care what those numbers are, I don't care how big these numbers are. In less than a minute, no guesswork, no beating around the bush, straight to the point. Now, the first thing you need to do, and the only thing you need to do, is to look at this product. This is where my concentration is, the product value. So I'm looking for 18. Well, I'm actually looking for negative 18, but let's keep the negative sign first. Let's just put into consideration 18. What I need to do, I just need to find the factors of 18. And if I find the factors of 18, I can use a division method to find the factors of 18, whereby I can say 2 can divide 18, and that's going to give me 9. And then 3 can divide 9, that's going to give me 3, and 3 divide 3, that's going to give me 1. Now I'm going to pair these two numbers. 3 times 3 is 9, and I'm left with 2. So I know that the two numbers are going to be 9 and 2. Now let's check it out. Let's see what 9 times 2 is. 9 times 2 is equal to 18. Well, that's okay. And then 9 plus 2 is actually not going to give us positive 7. Now, here is the trick. Here is what we're going to do. We are not just looking for 18, but we're looking for negative 18. So since we are looking for negative 18, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the values are going to be 9 and negative 2. So if I do 9 times negative 2, I'll have negative 18. And then 9 times, 9 plus negative 2, that is going to give me, so what I'm going to get here is 9 minus 2, and that's going to give me 7. Hola! So you can see how easy it was for us to get this number. So we know that these numbers are 9 and negative 2. We did that in just less than a minute. We have other questions we're going to solve. We're going to try these other questions, and you're going to see that this trick works in every quadratic equation that entails you to use the factorization method. If you have any issue with any quadratic equation and that issue has been to find the two numbers, just apply this trick and you are good to go. Okay, should we solve this question? Okay, let's solve the question, and let's solve the question proper. We already know that the values are 9 and negative 2. Well, let's solve this question, but I know you know how to solve this, but let's, for the benefit of those who might not know how to solve quadratic equation using the factorization method, this is also an opportunity for you to learn how to do it. So now we know that those numbers are, let's just write it down here, those numbers are 9 and negative 2. So the way we factorize this is going to be 6x squared plus 9x minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. What I've just done here, I just substituted those two values in place of positive 7. Now, if you watch, 9x minus 2x is still giving us positive 7. So I just substituted those two values I found in place of positive 7. That's just what I did there. And that's the process, as a step you need to follow. So now we need to factorize this. So I'm going to factorize this. Here is another trick I teach students on how to factorize this equation. So in this place now, we're going to look for, we want to factorize this. So between 6 and 9, what's the value? What's the common value between 6 and 9? What's the common factor between 6 and 9? And that factor is 3. So I'm going to write out 3. And what's common between x squared and x? That's x. So I'm going to write it out, and then I write what's left. So what's left in 6x is going to be, this is going to be 2x plus 3. Because if you do 3x times 2x, you're going to have 6x squared. If you do 3x times positive 3, you're going to have 9x. And then what I have left here is negative sign. I'll just rewrite what I have. What I have here in this bracket, I'll just rewrite it down here. So if I do that, that means negative multiplied by 2x is negative 2x. Negative multiplied by positive 3 is negative 3. So you see, I was able to factorize that in less than a minute also. This is what you learn from Math Academy. We teach you tricks, basic tricks that helps you to make maths look very simple, easy to solve, and you don't need to rack your brain too much to get answers. If you're liking this video, if you're finding this video interesting, please give us a like, please give us a share, subscribe to this channel. It encourages us to make more videos, interesting videos like this, teaching you tricks and helping you to understand mathematics. Okay, let's proceed. So what we need to do here now is to say 3x minus 1. We need to factor this out, 2x plus 3. Hold on, where did I get 3x minus 1 from? This is the 3x, and this is negative. There is an invisible 1 here, so that's the negative 1. And then what's in the bracket here is what we take to complete the second value of x, or this is equal to 0, or this is equal to 0. Now this means 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, or 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. What this simply means is that 3x is equal to 1, therefore x is equal to 1 over 3, or 2x is equal to negative 3, therefore x is equal to negative 3 over 2. And that becomes your final answer for the values of x is equal to 1 over 3 and x is equal to negative 2, negative 3 over 2. That was very simple, straightforward, and we solved it in less than 3 minutes. All right, let's move to the second question. Let's see what the second question says. Let's go back. The second question says 6x squared plus 11x minus 10x. Question 2. So now the first thing we need to do, we have to use 6 to multiply negative 10. So 6 multiplied by negative 10 is equal to negative 60. So we're going to look for two numbers such that their product is going to give us negative 60 and their sum is going to give us positive 11. Now let's just move to our trick again and then see how we're going to do this in less than a minute. Now I'm going to find the factors. Remember, I'm considering, I just look at this 60 here. Forget about the negative sign, just pick 60 and look for the factors. So 2 can divide this is 30, 2 can divide this is 15, 3 can divide this is 5, and then 5 can divide this is 1. So I'm going to pair these together and see I have 2 times 2 here is 4, this is 15. So remember we are looking for 11 and 60. All right, so those two numbers are 15 and 4. So those two numbers are 15 and 4. Did you see how that was so easy to get? Now let's try it. 15 times 4 definitely is going to give you 60. Well, we are looking for negative 60. Don't worry. We're going to find where we're going to put our negative sign so that we can achieve negative 60. Now let's do 15 plus 4. Remember, we're going to add those two numbers to get positive 11. But 15 plus 4 is giving us 19. So where are we going to put our negative sign here? So it's going to be 15 and negative 4 because 15 plus negative 4 is equal to positive 11. And then again, 15 multiplied by 4, 15 multiplied by negative 4 is equal to negative 60. Hola, so those numbers are 15 and negative 4. Come on, give us a round of applause. This is so good. This is so good. This trick is working like magic. Nowhere else you're going to find this trick on the internet. This trick was discovered by me personally more than 10 years ago when I was learning this in elementary school. And I'm giving it to you for free and more tricks. If you watch our videos, there are more tricks I share when I'm solving questions in calculus, trigonometry, algebra, indices, etc. There are a lot of tricks I give to students that makes mathematics look so easy and simple. So if you're not glued to my channel, if you're not subscribed to my channel, you're missing out a lot. You're really, really missing out a lot. I encourage you to do so and follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, on TikTok, link to our channels there, our pages there are on in the bio, so you can just follow us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter, follow us on and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. All right, here we go. So we know that we have 15 and negative 4. Okay, let's work that out when we have 15 and negative 4. So this is going to give us 6x squared plus 15x minus that's negative 4 minus 10 is equal to 0. So I just substitute that value for 11x. So if I factorize this again, I'm going to look at it between 6 and 15. What's common between 6 and 15? There is a common value there, and that value is going to be 3 because that's a factor between 6 and 15. So I'm going to write 3. I'm going to look at x squared and x. What's common there? X. Because in x squared, I have x. though I have x times x, and in x I also have x. So I can see x here, I can see x. At least I can see x one time here. At least I can also see x one time. So that's why I said just x is common. So I'm going to write that common value here. That's going to be x. And what's left is going to be x plus 5. So if I open this bracket, 3x multiplied by x is 6x squared, and 3x multiplied by 5 is 15x. Okay, and I'm going to put this down by saying this is going to be negative. Okay, let's look at this. Let's get back to this. So if I look at what's common here again, it's an oversight between 6 and 15. What's common there is 3. And what's common between x squared and x is just x. So what's left here is 2x, because 3x multiplied by 2x is 6x squared, plus what's left is 5. And then negative. What's common between 4 and 10 is 2. X is not common between 4x and 10x because we don't have x on this side. So I'll just write only what's common, which is 2, and then I open my bracket. So what's left is 2x minus 5. Sorry, this is going to be plus 5, because whatever I have in this bracket must be the same thing I have here. If we expand, negative 2 multiplied by 2x is negative 4x. Negative 2 multiplied by positive 5 is negative 10x. So this simply means 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, or 2x plus 5, or 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So this simply means 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, or 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So what this simply means is that x is equal to 2 over 3, or x is equal to negative 5 over 2. And that becomes the final answer for x, the two values of x. Now let's move to the third question real quick, and also learn the trick to see how we can get those two numbers. So we have 12x squared plus 7x minus 10 is equal to 0. Let's be sure that's what we have there as a question. Plus 7x minus 10. Okay. Okay, now, so remember, I'm going to do 12 multiplied by negative 10. That's negative 120. So I'm going to look for 120. So I'm going to look for the factors of 120. And 2 divided by 120, that's 60. 2 can divide 60, that's 30. 2 can divide 30, that's 15. 3 can divide 15, that's 5. 5 can divide 15, that's 1. So I'm going to pair this together, or so this is going to be 4. This is going to be 4 times 2. This is going to be 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And then 5 times 3 is 15. So those numbers are 15 and 8. Those numbers are what? 15 and 8. Now let's test it to see if it's correct. 15, of course, 15 multiplied by 8 is going to give you 120. And then let's say 15 plus negative 8 is going to give you positive 7. So it's going to be negative 8. So that will have negative 120. So those numbers are 15 and negative 8. In less than a minute, we're able to find those two numbers. So that's going to be 15 and negative 8. So let's work this out together with 15 and negative 8. So that's going to be 12x squared plus 15x minus 8x minus 10 is equal to 0. Again, I'm going to look at 12 and 15. What's common? Well, 3 is common there. 3 is common, so we can write out 3. X squared and x was common, x is common. So what's left? What's left for me to multiply with 3 to get 12? That's definitely 4. So I'm going to write 4x plus what's going to be left for me to multiply with 3 to get 15? That's 5. Now I'm going to say, put my negative sign. I'm going to open this. What's common between 8 and 10? What's common there between 8 and 10 is 2. So I can write my 2 outside here and then I'll write my 4. So what will be left for me to multiply with 2 to get 8x? That would be 4x. But without wasting time, I can just rewrite what I have in this bracket. I'll still arrive at the same value there. So this means that 3x minus 2 or 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. And what that simply means is saying that therefore 3x minus 2 is equal to 0 or 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. This simply means that 3x is equal to 2 or 4x is equal to negative 5. Therefore, x is equal to 2 divided by 3 or x is equal to negative 5 divided by 4. Now, this brings us to the end of the three questions we wanted to solve and to show you how to get the two values such that when you multiply these two values, you get a product. They are the constant value. And when you add these two values, you get the coefficient of x. So if this video was helpful to you and you've learned the trick on how to get these two values without second guessing, without wasting much time trying to figure out what these two numbers are. If this trick is going to be helpful to you moving forward, please comment in the comment section you found the trick. Just put it down, I found the trick. And if you still don't understand any part of this video, also let me know. I'm going to reply to you personally and explain the videos. And if you have any other question that involves quadratic equation using the factorization method, please put it down in the comment box and I'm going to make a video specially to explain and solve that question. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video and see you in our next video. Bye for now.